Oh, good afternoon, guys. Well, what madness it's been at the moment. I'm out over my local woods on my e-bike that I bought just before Christmas, doing my allowed once daily exercise under lockdown. Crazy times, sad times. You're going to have to excuse some of the jumpy footage in this video. Everything will become clear, I promise. Sorry. This is the video I never wanted to make. On Sunday morning in the early hours, we lost our beautiful boy Marley. We'd had a lovely day. We'd woken up in the Brecon Beacons. He'd chased sticks. He'd been his usual self with his sticks. He was perfect. He came up to bed with me that night when we returned home. I kissed him goodnight. And he never woke up. Now, I know this is an odd video, but the reason I'm doing it is because I put a notice up on Instagram, and we have been overwhelmed by the comments. Sorry. The reason I'm making this video is because I put a notice up on Instagram and a photo of my boy. It's not something I'd usually do. Lucy encouraged me to do it. But I've been overwhelmed. I've been overwhelmed by the response, the comments and the love for Marley, and to see how much he meant to everyone out there as well. It's really helping me. To some people out there, I understand he's just a dog, but to me he was everything. He was just my boy, and I miss him so much. But to others out there, you know exactly how I'm feeling, so thank you. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Maggie. The poem was lovely. And everyone else. Yeah, I just thought I'd let you know. Excuse me. So, a bad time. Testing times have been made far worse for us at the moment. But we're getting by. I laid Marley to rest on Sunday morning, and I was mentioning to Lucy in front of our daughter Layla that he loved apples. He loved an apple core. God, he loved an apple core. So Layla came round the next day. This was before the lockdown, and she bought an apple tree, and we've planted that above where he lays. So my boy's happy and resting. Yeah, sad news. So, the other part of this video is an explanation to why we haven't been on YouTube for several months, in fact since September, or since our trip in September to Portugal. I didn't get round to putting the final part of our trip up. I will do. I'm going to put it up while we're on lockdown. It's something to do. It will give me something to fill my time, fill my mind. Obviously, Marley will feature heavily in the end of the Portugal video because we featured him getting his wormers for his passport on the way home. So, yeah, it's going to be hard, but yeah, I intended it to be a bit of summer, warm watching for people in this unsure, uncertain times, but hey, we'll leave that for another day. But I should explain. On the last day of our trip to Portugal in September, we got some terrible news that Grandad Colin had died, Lucy's father-in-law and the kids' granddad. So we came home, we were executors to the will, so we came home to quite a lot to do. There was a house to clear, to sell. Excuse me shivering. I'd shiver when I get emotional. Yeah, so we had a house to sell. We had to arrange Grandad's funeral, which Layla and Carl stood up to the task like real troopers. And then Christmas was fast approaching, so we hadn't had time to make videos, so we planned a trip at Christmas and we went off in the camper after Christmas, a great family Christmas. Marley came with us. We headed up to Scotland just after Christmas Day, I think day after Boxing Day. Hahn came with us, he slept in his car, he bought his mountain bike, and I took my new e-bike, my YT Decoy. Anyway, 2 days into riding in the A Forest in the Borders, being a bit of an idiot, I clipped a tree, which threw me into another tree, which I managed to wrap myself around, and I broke 2 ribs under my armpit and tore the muscle from the bone, which was painful to say the least. But hey, that's the way it goes. I've done it before, you know. So I just thought 6 weeks I'll be in pain. Anyway, we left there, left the Borders, we headed up to Glasgow Airport and we picked Peter up. And Pete's obviously the guy we camped with, a lot, a good friend of ours, came to Switzerland with us. So we picked Pete up and we carried on driving and we went up to Aberdeen and we stayed with Ethan. Now, we met Ethan through Scott and Ellie. Scott and Ellie were also in Scotland and we all met at Ethan's and we spent New Year together. Excuse me, bug. Yeah, we spent New Year together, which was great. I was in, I have to say, I was in incredible pain. And then a day later, believe it or not, I came down with a cold and I started coughing and sneezing and I was in agony. I mean, I've never been in pain like this. So we had a great time with Ethan. Thank you very much, Ethan. He is an amazing host. We had a great time with Scott and Ellie and Pete. We headed home. And as I said, I'd come down with this cold, which obviously, because I couldn't cough properly or anything, I was in so much pain, this developed into a chest infection. And then that nearly, after 14 days, I ended up going back to the doctors and it nearly developed into pneumonia, my lung filled with fluid. I've never felt so bad in my life. But I got over it, you know, as you do, as we will this. So then, unfortunately, obviously I had a lot of time off. I was off from December the 20th till virtually the middle of February. Then unfortunately Lucy's nan passed away, so we've had so much on our plates, and obviously everyone else has now, because this damn coronavirus, this COVID-19 curse has cast its shadow. Excuse me, there's another mountain biker just to approach, so I'm guessing I'll look a bit of a weirdo talking to a camera, so I'll cut it off for a sec.
You alright?
Hiya mate, you're right. Yeah, so I guess I shouldn't really be stopping in the woods, but hey, this is something I've got to do. Yeah, so then the cloud of COVID-19's darkened everything at the moment. So obviously the only films I'll be putting out are the last trip of Portugal and then probably whatever I'm going to be getting up to at home. What a pain to be stuck at home. I'm not working at the moment. Lucy is. She's a Tesco's delivery driver and she is working every hour God sends at the moment. Bless her. She is a real soldier. We are being very, very careful. I'm not leaving the house apart from to drop her to work and to come out once a day to exercise. I haven't even got my boy to walk anymore, so it couldn't have been timed any worse. He wasn't going to go out easy, was he? So, I will probably knock a few videos up at home, just me mooching around the garden, probably just 5-minute videos, because A, it stops me being bored, and hopefully it will stop a few people, give them 5 minutes to do, maybe have a cup of tea. So when the Portugal video comes out, it's going to be quite a long one. I'm going to make it a long one. And obviously that will be the last of our adventures for a little while until all this mess blows over. So like I said, I do apologise for the choppiness of this video. I think you can see I find it very hard to talk still about Marley, but I'm finding it's really helping me. I couldn't talk or even think about him for 2 days. The moment a thought entered my head, I was a mess. As usual, I got Lucy supporting me and propping me up, so I do apologise. It's not a happy video, but I promise the next one will be. But I thought you all should know, because you're all so lovely towards Marley. and he had a lot of fans out there. I'm sure half of you wouldn't watch our channel if it wasn't for him. So, yeah. Please stay safe, everybody. Follow the rules. Look after your loved ones. Take care and be safe. And we'll see you all on the other side of this. Maybe we'll start meeting up with a few more people, eh? All right, take care.